Hey everybody, welcome to the Slipping Stitches podcast. I know it's been a little while. Things have been a little hectic around here with the move and school starting and work is really busy. Everything's just been a little crazy. But I wanted to make sure that I got on and left and recorded because I've been dyeing a lot of yarn and I wanted to show that off a little bit, but I've also been doing some knitting. I actually have some finished objects, which doesn't happen very often for me. My name is Shiloh. You can find me on Ravelry as Slipping in Between, Instagram as Slipping Stitches. You can find the Etsy shop at Slipping Stitches Yarn. I'm also on Twitter. I think it's Slipping Stitch on Twitter. You can find me most everywhere, but I don't really use all of the methods of social media just because I'm a little slow. So what have we been up to in the Slothicorn house? We are all moved in. We have been spending a lot of time at home because of the pandemic. It's affecting everyone, clearly. We did have to travel a little bit. My youngest son's dad got married, and we traveled to Chicago to go to his wedding. It was a great wedding. They were very gracious. The family was very accepting of me and my older two kids that aren't his. It was really a good experience. I'm glad that we went. We also went to Michigan. My parents are living in Virginia, and they were in Michigan visiting family. So we went ahead and went a little further and visited them in Michigan. So we got to see my parents, which hasn't happened in a year because we've had to cancel trips from the pandemic. So that was a lot of fun. We only got to spend 24 hours, so that was sad. But I did get to see my mom and my dad, and then my sister lives in Michigan, so I got to see her. I also got to see my grandma and some of my aunties and things like that. But I'm not as close with my extended family. I was more excited to be able to see my parents and my sister. I didn't see any friends on this trip because it was such a short one. We only had 24 hours. Other than that, we have been trying to maneuver through school. High school is interesting right now, to say the least. I have my son in school, but a lot of what they do is still online. So a lot of times they go to school and they sit on their computers in the classroom doing what the virtual learners are doing. So that's been a little bit of a challenge for my son. Our youngest, Nathan, is in first grade and he is going to school, and I couldn't imagine him not going to school. I'm glad that he has the option to do so and he's not stuck during virtual, because I think it works best for some kids to be in classes with teachers. And I am not by any stretch a teacher. So it's really exciting that he gets to go to school, and he's doing really well. He's making great strides in his reading, and math seems to be easy for him. Hopefully that sticks. Let's see, here in Missouri, you can clearly see that it's a very nice day. It's 80 degrees in mid-October, which is crazy. We've got a nice breeze today, so it doesn't feel quite as hot, although I can tell since I started getting my stuff around and came out here that it is much warmer than when I started. But the breeze helps. I apologize if you hear kids yelling with the nice weather. The kids are outside. But all of my people are inside, so I wanted to kind of separate myself a little bit so that we didn't get interrupted. You may hear dogs. We have a neighbor that leaves their door open, so their dogs just come in and out, and if they hear me talking, they may bark at me. But it's really nice. I'm glad that I get to sit outside for a little bit. Hopefully the volume will work better. I got a new microphone, so I'm hoping that this works out so that you can hear me this time. I did some testing and it seemed to work better. But please let me know if you have any audio issues or video issues so that I can work them out. It's still a little bit of a work in progress, so it's going to take me some time to work out all of the kinks, especially since I'm not super tech savvy and I have to get help from my kids or my boyfriend too to work it all out. So today I'm going to go ahead and start with the knitting, and I'm going to start with finished objects since I have a couple. One of them you've seen before. I'll go ahead and show you that one first, but it's truly finished now. The ends are woven in, it's had its bath, and you can see that it's not as stiff. This is the beginner brioche cowl by Lavanya Patricella. Super fun. I'll actually show you later. I'm working on one of her other patterns. And despite it being super hot, I'll try it on for you. So you can see before it was much more stiff. And this is actually getting gifted to a friend. So I'm really excited that I got it finished. It's gonna look really cute. She has a really great leather coat that this is gonna look super cute with. I can't wait to see her wearing it and be able to do some project pictures. And the yarn that I use for this is Malabrigo Rasta is the natural colorway here. I think it's called Ivory. Let me look, I wrote it down. Yeah, that one's called Ivory. And then the pink has the little black string in it, which is really a nice detail, especially for something this big with you know, that has the huge braiding. And that's Malabrigo Caracol and Fuschia. So I'm super excited to have this done, and actually this has been a birthday gift from probably a couple of years ago that I just needed to weave in ends and give a bath. So I'm really going to be glad to get that out of my house and get that into her house. The other thing that I finished is I finished a hat. And this is also a gift for someone. Oh, I have one of my ends peeking through. I have to fix that. I have to fix that real quick so I don't forget. There we go. This is the Windshield Hat. It's by Stephen West. It's one of his really early patterns. So I've knit this so many times. It's just a really easy go-to pattern, and it works with so many different colorways. I have a bright green one that has some variegation with black and white, and it looks really good. This is actually my yarn. This is Slipping Stitches yarn. It's in the Tequila Sunset colorway, and I don't know with the sun if you can see it very well, but here's a skein of it also. Sorry. Like 3D. Got a little bit of a glare there, and I apologize. I didn't know which would be worse, the glare or having all the noise. So I went ahead and opted to be outside with my hair blowing around and having the glare. So those are my finished objects. Not much. I should have more, but I don't. I will eventually. I have a lot of things going right now. The one thing that I expect to be finished relatively quickly is in my Mama Jess knits bag. Got a couple of these. You'll see another one. I love them. These are my favorite bags. And this is the Empower People by Casapinka. You can see it has grown since the last time you guys saw it quite a bit. And this is in the TreasureGoddess, her DK weight, and it's the King's Cloak, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, the King's Cloak, and it's her DK Treasures yarn. Here's the cake. So you can see it kind of up close. I'm almost done with this. I actually have to do the edge for seaming and then seam it together, and I will be all done with that, and that's actually going to be a gift as well. So I'm actually going to try and finish that today. You guys might not see that as a finished object. I'll probably just post it on Instagram because that's a gift as well. And it's for my partner's mom, and he's actually going over there this week, so I want to make sure that he can take that with him. I have my Nice to Gnome You by Schira. It's Nikki the Gnome. I have her, I know I showed her to you as I was working on her. And so her body is all together, and her little hoodie pocket, get my ends all out of there. Her little hoodie pocket needs to be seamed on. And then here are her arms. You can see her little hands. And then here's her beard. You can see it's got some cabling on it, her cute little beard. It's hard to see. There we go. So you can see her cute little beard there. And then I have a little nose over here too. And here's her little nose. So all I have to do is put her together and she'll be done. And you'll see that when she's finished because she's staying here with me. And I have that in my ZK 2020 bag, which is really awesome. I love it. And I believe this is Silvershed USA bags. You can see it's waxed canvas. And on the inside, it has the ZK at Home logo with the unicorn and the dragon for the mythical creatures this year. It's got these snaps on the outside that snap together, so you can roll the top of the bag down and snap it together, or you can use this as a handle if you're walking and knitting, or you need to hang it on the treadmill or something like that. Super useful. So she, I guess I should tell you the yarn there. And we have all of the colors here. So the Ivory is SweetGeorgia Tough Love Sock, and that's Ivory. The variegated with the pink and the blue here is an Emma's Yarn Perfect, what is it called? The Practically Perfect Smalls, and that's Malibu. And then this turquoise down here is Pure, and that's Emma's too. So you can see the turquoise with the blue there. The blue is Ever After yarn, and that is the Doctor's TARDIS. So that's where the blue comes from. My favorite project that I'm working on right now is the Architecture Shawl. That's also by Lavanya Patricella, I think is how you say it. I am enjoying this so much. You can see that that's brioche there. And this is also Slipping Stitches yarn. The gray is a gradient that I dyed up, and I can show you. This is the lightest color. And then this is the medium. And then this is the darkest. So I dyed this up specifically for this project. And I'll have these in the shop at a later date. They're not in there quite yet. And then the rainbow color is actually Slipping Stitches as well, and that's Lovers and Dreamers. This is one of my favorite colorways that I make. The Tequila Sunset is actually my most popular, but this one is by far my favorite. It's really hard though. But I am really enjoying this pattern. Although I need to pay closer attention because I keep splitting the yarn with the brioche stitch. For anyone that doesn't know, brioche stitch is actually knitting a slip stitch with the yarn over, and you're knitting it into one stitch. And that's how every brioche knit is. And when I'm doing that, I am splitting the yarn. So you can see, especially down here, you can see that there are some extra loops, like you can see one right here. There are quite a few of them. You can see some here. And it's just because I'm splitting the yarn. I've gotten better as I've moved on, and it's happening less frequently. But it has made me question this base. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and find another base. I don't think that I like this fingering weight base. And I knit with it before, but I knit something super simple. And I don't want for people to be unhappy with their knitted projects that they make out of Slipping Stitches yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and discontinue this specific base. And once it's gone, and I'm going to find a better base. I'm working on that now, but with the pandemic, it's harder to get yarn. Right now I'm ordering from Canada because all of the suppliers in the US are having a hard time with their yarn, and Canada apparently is not. Yeah, this is the architecture shawl. I'm really looking forward to working on this. That'll be my football knitting today because I really love seeing the lovers and dreamers work up with the gray. I also have a gradient, a blue gradient that will be in the shop before too long. I did do a shop update earlier in the week. I think it was last weekend maybe. Here is another project that we'll probably be working on for the rest of my life, and I haven't gotten much further than the last time you guys saw it. This is the Find Your Fade, I believe. Oh no, this one's the Fading Point. Sorry. So you can see that I've gotten a little bit more into the green section here. Not very much. I would say I've probably done 2, 4, 6, maybe 8 rows on this. I just have other things that are more interesting to me right now. And you can see, I'll show you the yarns. I don't have the names of them written down, but they'll be in show notes. So this is the purpley blue. And this one is getting a lot of dye on my hands when I'm using it. So it's kind of frustrating, but, you know, blues and purples are really hard to rinse, so I'm not surprised. And I believe that one's Hedgehog fibers. That doesn't have a ball band. This one is Hedgehog fibers. This is the variegated that I'm using next, and you can't really see it very well. It's a little bright. And then the next color, I'm pretty sure this is Hedgehog fibers as well. And this is the tealy green. And then the next color will be this one, and I believe this one is Farmer's Daughter, maybe is what it's called. I don't have the ball band in here. But I'm pretty sure this one is Farmer's Daughter or something similar to that. This bag is super unorganized. And then the last color will be this light gray, which is Primrose. This has got some little blips of blue in it. This is just such a beautiful color. So I just brought that so you can see that there has been a little bit of progress made. Other than that, I just wanted to show you a few of my new colorways. I'm not going to show you all of them because I have been pretty busy dyeing, and I don't want you to feel like you have to watch from here. Just so you know, the rest of this is going to be a few different colors that I've dyed up. So if you're not interested in the yarn, I understand. But if you'd like to see a few colors, then I'll go ahead and show them to you. I'll show you a Christmas colorway first, and it's called Just One Blown Bulb. And this is reminiscent of, you know, those pesky Christmas lights, and they're all lit up and pretty, and then one bulb goes out, and you're stuck trying to figure out what happened. Where did you go wrong? And you spend hours and hours and hours working through the lights, trying to find which one is blown. Or is that just me? Am I the only one that does that? Last year I got fed up with it and I threw a bunch of Christmas lights away because I was sick of it. This one is kind of like Lovers and Dreamers, only there's less white, and there's less speckles. This one is called Beware the Party Punch. You know, that party punch that they made in the 80s and the 90s that had like the fruit and the sherbet and the 7-Up and I don't know what else my parents used to put in it. But it's one of those punches that it doesn't hit you until you stand up. You feel like you're drinking juice, and then boom, you realize, oh, there was alcohol in that. So this is Beware the Party Punch. Here we have some Grandma's Bun. This is a like silvery gray. This is also where the gradient starts. This is the lightest color in the gradient. We have Moody Eggplant here, which is a dark, moody purple. This was requested from someone. And this is what I got. I actually haven't gotten feedback yet to figure out if that is what she was looking for. I should double check with her. This is Blindfold. This is black. The sparkle comes out as a little bit of a gray. I'm not sure if you can even see the sparkles in there. It's really pretty. I really like this color. I think I'm going to do a gradient with this one as well. And then I will just show you one more. This one is, actually I'll show you two more. There's one other one that I really like. This is Forest for the Trees. And this has got, you can see the little bits of purple. It's got green. It's got a little bit of black. It's got some brown in it. This is just a really lightly speckled. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to knit this up. I think I'm going to make myself a hat out of this one. But this would be great for some men's socks. And then the last one I'm going to show you, and I think we called this ballet slippers. So it's got the pink and white of the ballet slippers with the gray. And that reminds me of, like, you know, a ballerina being in the studio and having the gray of the floor from her hard work on her ballet slippers. So those are some of the updates. There are some others that go along with those. I'm not sure when I'll be doing my next update. I do have the blue gradient that I'll be posting, and I have a dark pink that I haven't named yet that will be posted. And I'm not sure what else I'm going to do with that. I'll probably do some gradients. I think I'll probably stick with gradients for a little bit, just because I'm trying to perfect that method. But I think that's all that I have for today. I didn't want to take too long. I know that it's been a few weeks, but I really have not been busy with knitting, unfortunately. So hopefully I'll have more to show you, since I'm so excited about working on that brioche shawl. And I would like to get the Empower People finished, but that'll be on Instagram. Give me some feedback. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to hear about, or if there's anything, like if you have any questions. There is a Ravelry group currently, but I'm not super active in there. I haven't been on Ravelry a whole lot since they switched their formatting. I need to get better acclimated with it so that I can be effective. So let me know if you have any questions, or if there's anything you'd like me to address on the podcast about knitting or my life or anything like that. If there's anything you'd like to see in the shop, I'm definitely taking suggestions for colorways to dye as well. But until next time, and I'm sure it will be sooner than 3 to 4 weeks. Until next time, knit on, everybody. Bye.